Welcome back, guys. We're checking out chapter 119 of Baki, Son of Ogre, entitled The Perfect Technique. No idea why. I'm just going to keep going. Once upon a time, a very strong Japanese man went over to China. He was constantly engaging in kumite bouts with numerous martial artists, and he was victorious all the time without a single exception. This warrior was known as the mighty Orochi Doppo. Legend says that upon returning to his country, he saw a child in a circus troupe whose talent exceeded even his own. Out of fear of this talent, he purchased the child, paying a hefty price only to have him trained to be the next Orochi demon of karate. He told them that my dad is incorrigible. This and many other stories are told as the fact by the people in China. However, looking at what you have become and the level you are now, I've started to feel that these tales may not be so far from the truth. It's not. Up to the circus part, that is. The rest was just made up because he loves weird stories. Even if Orochi, my father, turned out to be a soft man, it would have been so much easier for me. You've already attained it. You loaded the unique weapon of karate called the spear hand. This is a cool cover for his shoulder, since Pico bit a piece out of it. It's like kind of a shield. It's kind of cool. With the heaviest part of the body, the head, you acquired what I would express as a saber with the weight of a broad axe. Of course, such weapons don't exist. You are going to perform such a technique at supersonic speed. Whoa. Alright, so first of all, they were just talking about this man. You're not about to tell me that he's actually here. Shouldn't he be in China? And they're in Japan, right? Alright, I hope he explains himself. Grandmaster Kaku Kaioh. When did you arrive to Japan? If I knew you were coming, I would have picked you up right away. I didn't know I would see you so soon. Well, Katsumi. This man is Grandmaster Kaku Kaioh. This person is the very representation of Chinese martial arts. He is Chinese martial arts itself. He's 146 years old. 100? He reigns at the peak of all the Chinese martial artists' rankings. Even Yujiro had a hard time fighting him. He's on the top not for his past career, but for his knowledge and raw power. Os! They both did it. Super cool. I've heard that the Japanese are modest people. You are more modest than what I've expected. Kya! Then, how come you rush to crown with the word perfect to that little technique of yours? I fail to see modesty in that. So you've been watching us, Master. Of course I have. The whole thing. Karate will be stronger. You attained it. Let's add more speed. The saber with the power of a broad axe at supersonic speed. Yeah, and so on. I've heard the whole thing since you arrived, Retsu. Grandmaster, let me ask you, then, is there a technique that can be called perfect in this world? There is, actually. Want to see it? Is this what you wanted, Master? Yep. Now take a good look. This is it. The perfect technique. Kaku is just savage. Alright, so his right hand has lifted and vanished. I don't know what he's doing. All you hear is this, well, I'm talking about all you hear as we read this comic. All you see is the sound effect. And his arm vanishes. Let's see. Wow. Insane. Because you didn't even see it, and they were just comparing, they were just talking about speed, and Katsumi coming up with a very fast punch, and they couldn't even see Kaku's movement. The egg fell apart super late, like physics couldn't keep up with Kaku's movement. Am I cool or what? Forget about the 27 parts of the joints. The speed of the joints can be increased as many times as you want. 100, 1,000 miles per minute? No problemo, my friend. As fast as you want. Chapter 120. The Thirst for Survival. So Katsumi's attempting to try the same technique that Kaku just did, and he's shattering the egg. I mean, it's broken apart all very unbeautifully. I don't know. It just shattered, and he's failed multiple times. But I mean, Kaku's supposed to be the epitome of Chinese martial arts. He's the master, so obviously you're gonna have some trouble. Hey, don't bother using all the 27 joints. All that I used was a few joints from the lower part of the shoulder. Only a couple of joints, and I still reached supersonic speed. Isn't it great? I actually used only a few joints, but truth be told, no matter how the actual structure may be, the structure that I picture in my head is very different. Oh wow. He like envisioned the bones in his arm to be like a spinal cord, so that he can infinitely, I guess, increase the power like as it travels through each vertebrae. Incredible. Imagination has no boundaries, no limits. Do you get it, honorable Japanese samurai? Imagination has no limits? Right, which we know that. We've seen Baki fight an imaginary praying mantis and get stronger from it. This can't be. Joints can't increase just by using the imagination. You gotta believe in yourself, Katsumi. Increase the joints by picturing the image. Like this, or maybe like this. So he continues to add. This is ridiculous. How am I supposed to believe in all of this? Imagination cannot overlap the reality of the matter. You just can't do it. An egg. Why on earth does an egg wrap itself in a shell? Sure, of course, to protect that vulnerable body. Indeed, maybe a wish for a hard shell. Wait, that's it. That's true. For example, those delicious leaves that grow high on those giant trees. Those leaves grow very high from the ground. And if I would like to eat them, I would have to wish for it very hard. By wishing it, giraffes stretched their necks. Elephants stretched their trunks. Yeah, for the sake of survival. The zebra has stripes. The tiger has stripes. The leopard's pattern. Insects' mimesis. Birds' wings. The cobra's poison. All for the sake of survival. Their tenacity for life. The greatness of evolution it brought with it. How simple, how humble our body reconstruction for battle seems to be. Compared to what those guys obtained, I'm sure I can. Like this? No. Like this then? No. Like this. This is it. It's just disgusting. a vertebrae like every couple millimeters. Did it work? Indeed. And that's incredible. Katsumi has to be regarded as a genius, considering Kaku's 140 years old and he's had well over a century to master the techniques that he's mastered, and he taught Kaku this technique today. Not Kaku, he taught Katsumi this technique today, and he's already mastered it. It looks as though there were more joints in Katsumi's arm than we saw in Kaku's, which is, I mean, he must be a genius. He's a prodigy. He's incredible. If that story Doppo told was true, it would make sense as to why this man's so awesome. Leave a comment below. Will Katsumi be able to? Nah, that's kind of spoilish. Let's just say, do you regard Katsumi as a genius, since he was able to master or perfect this technique in such a short amount of time? Please leave a comment below on your thoughts on the video. Share with your fellow friends. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you have, thank you very much. Please check the link in the description for the full playlist if you'd like to catch up if you're a new subscriber. Also check the link in the description for the next video. Hit that thumbs up, and as always, otaku for life.